We have a couple of choices, I think. We either force a fight with the Rat King, or alternatively try to go directly for the missing villagers.
What is it that you so enjoy
The benefit
about death?
in fighting the Rat King would be that we could get Ratcatcher killed. But I'm not super attached to that. At the same time, I could also use the experience too. Problem, if it is a problem, is that I'm not sure what we can do after we've talked with the villagers and rescued them.
I prefer to drown my sorrows with ale.
Or can we do anything after that? Because I think if you once you kill the Rat King, you can get Ratcatcher killed. We're going to bypass the Rat King entirely. I'm not sure. Basically, the game might consider this part of the quest and game over, and that's the end of it. So I'm not sure if we have any real options after that. You can still get the key from this place. Hidden key in a beehive. Delicious logs. And a nice looking amulet. Final dusty parchment. I don't recall what type of loot you get from the final chest.
Feeling hot under the collar.
Keely scope. There could be something hidden there. Possibly not. It's not all that demanding for us to try. See if we can spot something. Here we go. Rubbish. Leather and daggers.
It seems that trident walked right into one of the wizard's traps.
What the fuck was that? Podal.
Step aside, pig face. And what business is that of yours, pig face? You ain't no son of the All-Mother, or even a mountain rat like the brothers of you. Well, suppose we've tried just about everything apart from fighting charms with more charms. Perhaps you'll be able to crack the bleeding thing, small bones? What would you like to know? Something the conduits ask for directly, you see? There's a key inside, a key to a source temple within the forest. The very temple the conduits attempted to crack at this very moment. They say the key's the only way in, but she's attempted to charm her way in while we look for... Without the wizard's servants to show us the way, I can't say myself what exactly's inside, but the conduit seems ready to turn heaven. Gruntilda seems to believe they're in a hidden cellar somewhere, but we haven't found a lick of it. Shame the wizard's pretty little grapevines and beehives are with her without his team of helpers tending them. Perhaps, once we find and skin the buggers, that priestess can turn them into undead workers.
Yeah, nothing particularly interesting here for us. But we do need to get inside the building. That is where the language of the Titans can be learned. So that's why I don't want to start anything else until I get there.
I prefer to drown my sorrows with ale.
Now comes really the moment of truth. How we want to handle this. The rats are gone, so I think I could go for the missing villagers. The problem is I sort of do want rat character gone too. Also, I think I still have a pickpocketing here.
No, you cannot. A sewer rent.
Clean up, clean out. What am I? A goddamn scullery maid. You there! The armory's off limits, you hear? Take another step and you'll be looking
Yeah,
for
even
your teeth at the end of
invisibility
the
doesn't
rainbow.
work.
Chief asked you to look into the matter, did he? Well, I can't say if you know your ass from your forehead, but if you've earned Jarl's trust, you've earned mine too. Go ahead and have a look.
Okay.
I'm overheating here.
Only needed permission. Right. There really isn't anything here.
All open with 5 big ones.
Going to call that hand. Let's wrap this up. Call.
Call.
Now for the turn card. Jacket up.
This is taking bloody ages. I need a drink and a breather.
We could track down the blood marks, I suppose. It's a bit hard to spot here where they are.
By the goddesses, tits are parched.
Then shut your mouth and go get us some wine, why don't you?
Now there's an idea.
We don't need to see them to the end yet, but just want to make sure we can spot them. Right.
This is taking bloody ages.
Go directly for the villagers or kill the rat king. One or the other. We're sort of leaning toward the killing part because it'll get us more experience.
This is taking bloody ages. I need a drink and a breather.
You dare assault me! You dare not only to poison the golden goodness, but to feed it to my brave soldiers! Friend to filthy felines, are you? May the next cheese you find snap your neck in twain!
Interesting sarong he has, strength and intelligence.
Lady look lovely. All in.
Intelligence would directly translate to much better spells,
This is taking bloody ages.
lesser
I
cooldowns,
need a drink
more
and a breather.
damage. I'm assuming this is what we get from killing the guy.
Any rodent with half a mind would reckon I'm touched by madness here. I, a certain orc, I've nearly closed in on this particular target. That must be the monster who's been slaughtering my men by the dozens. Find me in the tavern cellar.
Okay. Need to choose a side. If we're gonna go kill Rat King, we need to switch out of this equipment.
All they do besides guarding the gods damn
I
door.
think I'll go
You hear?
to my pickpocketing of the left. About as much as I can still do.
Cheers. Though I wish there were other bombs that go up around here.
We have to get the orcs and these guys. I mean, if we just take stuff from one side, we're gonna be boned. This will weaken these fighters substantially in the fight.
Then go find yourself a sheep if you're so bloody up and bothered.
A sheep? I'm hiding under there. And I do six of us.
Should I?
Yeah, why not? This boredom is killing me so.
I need to dry off.
I suppose I'll take a visit with the people on top of the hill too. Much as we can get out of these guys. It'll also help the fight go along faster, because people will they can't recover from damage, so people will die quickly on both sides. Only 3 guys here. I do need the invisibility. Pretty pathetic hole though.
It never rains, but it pours, eh?
And then there's a house of the priest.
I told you it was stink with all the women alongside the men. What a stupid
lad that did this. I'm feeding him his own.
Ah, I forgot about this.
Best not to get on her bad side. You know that.
Yeah, but her orders don't cure my fever.
Then go find yourself a
Can't
sheep
we-
if you're so bloody hot and bothered.
A sheep? Nah, I'd rather have the Tilda. And I'd do her too if I wasn't so sure she'd bite me head off after we're done.
The blank sheet of paper.
What a deluge!
Silence. Cheese, honey, standard consumables.
Fortune!
Yeah, the unique item. I think we could create a new sword. Not sure if we want to do it on this level. We're very close to getting a level up anyway, so we might as well at least wait to level 18 before creating it. We could test it out to see if there's any real point. I mean, there's not going to be a fundamental difference between the level 17 and 18 sword. It might have bigger bonuses somewhere or a bit more damage, but it'll still be a similar type of item. Priestess's Diary. This is
If
all
to be
about the
believed,
bone
the
totem.
spirits of those skeleton traders I met have been trapped in a dark priestess's totem.
What a stupid thing.
Hey, conduit's orders. Clean up, clean up.
Test the recipe. I doubt we need all that many items here. It's I think, well, I'm not even sure we got the correct one, but I think we did. Yeah, bottle swirling mod needs to be combined with the fiery heart, I think. And produces a sword for some reason. Right. Details. Sword of Planets. Level 17, requires strength 13, fire resistance, water resistance, earth resistance, air resistance, 20% chance of burning status for 2 turns. It is worthless to us. We do not need extra sources of resistance at all. The resistance value might go up, but this is it's a cute item of no real value to us. Silver. Don't really care. I'm not sure even an archer would care all that much. Probably disable these tabs somewhere.
Worth of rummaging.
Not sure what this is supposed to do. Right, it just needed a little bit of extra weight. I'll take the empty bottles. Some ingredients. Might not be useful, but you never know. The ingredients are low weight, so they're not going to be much of a concern anyway. Honey, lots of honey. Okay, what about this?
Another one for the collection.
Mm-hmm. What is this? Different type of looking empty bottle.
Another piece of trash.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree, it's just trash. We could, I suppose we could just pickpocket the totem out of the priestess's pockets. We can also buy it, so getting it without a fight would not be too hard. Blank Earth Scroll, haven't seen those in a while. Fireball. Bottle Swirling Mod, this is a second one. Okay, that might be a thing, a reason not to use some of these items. Because I get the impression that there are certain places where you can get unique items or a chance to get a unique item, but it's not always the same item. So as long as you don't have them in your inventory, it probably chooses something else. But because I used the swirling mud already, it gives me another one here. I have no idea how the system works though, so maybe if I would have the item, it just wouldn't have had anything here. I have no idea. It's not that important to us, we are not relying on any such items to do anything. In fact, unique items, for the most part, where I used Disappointment the first play. There was a two-handed sword that was great, but everything else was basically rubbish. I'm pretty sure I picked up a barrel. A couple of crafting components. Oh, for fuck's sakes, why do these barrels are things that we pick up instead of just opening up like normal? Right, there's nothing particularly interesting here. It's all this or nothing. Right, we need to do the pickpocketing thing. I need to get it over with because I have to get rid of this gear. It's not a combat gear.
Cheers. Oh, I wish there were other bottles to drink and a breather.
I've probably gone through everyone in this building. I've gone through a lot of the orcs too. There's quite a few patrols going around, so I'm not sure if this will work.
I picked them for a dry shirt!
I just want money if I can help it. Although, scrolls.
Mother! Huge discounts on magic baubles!
Evidently there's been an equipment upgrade or a replenishment. The 3 master level spells, 2 hails and a meteor shower. Already done this. What about the guy upstairs, the gigantic orc? Probably not.
I'm just fine, Sir Man. And you? Oh, hello, funny lady. Poor little toys. Poor, quiet toys.
But
Did someone leave
so
another
his
door open?
toys. I want to get the bartender if I can. See some of the orcs here. More or less, I can't take their main weapon no matter what I tried. Which is not really a problem. But the archers in this fight will not have melee backup, they only have bows. Where is he going?
Yes, me. Was it Head twirling. Right,
That's a key to the chest downstairs.
I've got my eye on you. What are you doing?
Even vermin leave behind a worthy scrap or two.
Like the final battle.
You need absolutely need invisibility here. These guys will turn around as needed. We might be able to get the all of these at the same time.
What is it that you so enjoy about death?
Even vermin leave
No,
behind
you
a
don't
worthy
fail.
scrap or two.
You succeed. A couple of extra points in intelligence would get around that at the very least. That's dexterity ability though, so no it wouldn't.
I get all the peace I need from serving the goddess. A life of peace, I say. Let the lost die that we may live.
Couple of scrolls, got a little bit of money. Don't have the skills to steal anything from her.
You there, tell me, how's your vision? Any ailments in the liver or spleen? Lost ones are everywhere these days, after all.
I'm not sure why she would be willing to do this trade. But she did, so
There, again the lost one struts by. You aim so low, Ogma. Think of all the little dears you could
Yes,
have
nothing
and put
useful.
matters into your own
okay.
hands.
Fine, fine, I'll check too.
Feeling hot under the collar.
We're hiding under there. For a club.
Should I? Yeah, why not? 15 gold.
Damn it all to hell, I'd fall.
Worth a couple of thousand.
Let's see those.
Matilda doesn't tell you a thing, does she? We're waiting
The game
to
could do a lot better job also explaining what's the benefit really to investing certain skills. Because it seems like with some skills there's a benefit in keeping investing after 5, while in most there simply isn't a benefit there. They're the guys who are in love.
Someone's there.
See, I get doggy
You must be itching to lose your fingers if you dare disturb my camp, human.
What are you playing at?
Yeah, piss off then. I could ask the same of you, small bones. I don't
If I
go
talk
stopping
with
up to you
these,
in
I have to
valley
make a
glass
choice what I'm
demand
gonna
to know
do,
which
which
pirouette
is
you're doing
another
next
trait
time.
choice. I'm not sure I want to.
What? That's
Fooly.
I'd what?
Enough, Fooly. Enough.
Well, when we first
As for...
you suppose
I couldn't...
love at first sight.
Please.
Pragmatic would probably be too
That's how it is.
heartless. I don't want to make these choices precisely because of that. Because I have just more or less just leads to loading. I mean, it would be simpler if there weren't so many options. Is it considerate, cautious? Am I being cautious? What exactly am I being? Was it romantic?
Shall I
Pragmatic?
run you a bubble bath, darling? Lace it with rose oil, shall I?
Ah,
What do you mean by... Be damned if I bother justifying my manners to a beast like you.
What's all this about your
I don't think it
manhood,
was.
small
Its
bones?
point is
I
because it was never designed to be gay. I
Your
suppose
mind's
initially,
as
it's just
filthy as your
you make your
underarms.
choices, play the
Go suck on a
character,
sick soul,
and
see
you
me
get a
nose
little
to
bit
you.
of nomad bonus to something that supports your character choices in those dialogues.
Well, I've got so many tasty humans right
And for fuck's sakes, how much is the failure chance? 10% and fails constantly. I still want to pick their pockets. I don't... I think if I give them the promise that I want to rat them out, naturally I can, but at the same time, if I choose the other one, I'll have to kill them, so either way, if I talk with them, I can't get Utilda to do anything about it. Waiting for this takes too long.
As good as a new penny.
I need a better weapon. And add some. No. I have a constitution. Strength, dexterity, constitution. This is fine. But the sneak actually has to work.
It's heating up.
Dun's probably lost the bloody thing up his own arse.
Are you that? If you keep that up way through, it'll be the loot for me.
Bloody keys. Who could trust a big stupid old fat something like that?
We can't give this up because
I say you're so stupid to keep.
if we just steal from one side, the other is gonna steamroll them in the fight. Like, there aren't that many people around anymore. We don't have to go after every goddamn guy, but I think the more important ones have all been covered. The Hornless Gorak might be the last one not covered. I don't intend to do anything with the bone totem that I found here yet.
We'll see who'll end up beneath those boots.
Is that what you call those thimbles on your toesies?
I want the shopkeepers available after the level up. Is that it? Might be able to get one more. Quickly.
Can't come to her today, boss. I've got human, and it's itching like mad. What? Afraid to address your betters, are you?
Gear shift.
Afraid of a single front-skin one of you.
Then why not stand up and face me, boy? One on one.
They're keeping the peace for now.
Definitely immunity stunning. Petrification immunity. Strength speed point. Might work. Alright, Tenebrium is still too low. We might be able to do the wizard's mansion this time.
I've got my eye on you.
Not sure we should. We at least need to get the survivors in safety. We also have the key.
Was Herschel trying to blow me to bits? Well, I've got the key in any case.
Armory
Now to return it to one worthy party or other.
So what's it gonna be?
You again? Unless you've come to tell me you've turned a cat gut into fiddle strings, I've nothing more to say.
It's all about between the cat and the rat. I want to talk to the cat. This is me basically being afraid that I'm jumping to things. And why can't I say something to the Rat King that initiates the fight? That seems odd to me.
What can I do you for? What? You opened the chest and you said... That is, you must have found... The events in this village, yeah, the events in this village, yeah. The goddess must be smiling.
Forgiving +1, which is only beneficial to me. Where the hell is the cat? Somewhere at the center of town. That's not a cat. Here we go. Jinsika.
Hello again. Do you bring good news? Strange. I never knew those savages capable of even the most basic form of order. But this bodes well, does it not? Perhaps, if you can get rid of their king, the rats will stop their search. What's a body without a head, after all?
Yeah, it's a actual log entry. I think I made the right choice coming here. We have to tell the Rat King that we're picking a fight with him. I mean, even with obviously hostile creatures, they sometimes talk to you. So, friendly creatures forcing you to fight it. Yeah, that's not good. Let's fight.
Unless you've come to tell me you've turned a cat's guts into fiddle strings, that
No.
must be the monster any rover. I assert I've merely...
Okay, no difference. What's the best way to start this then? Okay.
This affliction diminishes me.
Oh, you can get disease. So I lost 600 hit points by hitting him with a physical attack. Well, that's amazing. You are a dirty rat, aren't you? Resistances to all elements, 70%. That's substantial. I suppose an undead of some sort. We want the distraction. I need to basically get cover and go invisible. Not sure what's going to happen. Especially the tactician mode. Six allies. Buffoon. I have no idea what he's doing. Secretary. And instant death. Chancellor, Prince, War Chief, First Knight. And they seem to be fairly nicely packed there. Water is not a good choice. Water immunity permanent. Does someone have water immunity aura? Yeah, Red Buffoon. They have good elemental resistances all around, but they also don't have a massive amount of hit points, so I'm not sure how much that would matter. I would guess fire and lightning would be the best choices here. Physical damage always works, but there's too many of them. Right. Has to be in scroll form, whatever we're gonna do. We want the immunity gone. I didn't kill the Rat King. The immunity is gone. Yeah, 2 shitty rats killed, and that was 20 points. This is a level up fight. Yep. Well, I think. Try use adrenaline. I would be in a bad position, but they are not water resistant anymore. Also not really earth resistant either. The king would be immune though, so I guess that doesn't make all that much sense. I'll take what they've got.
Try again.
Oh no, I'm marked. Right. And the king only has 2,000. And if we get rid of his little friends, I don't think we're in any real danger of getting killed in this fight. Right. Rat secretary first. Even a minor attack. Hit. Never. Another one reduced to charcoal. This will tank 500 damage. Only the king remains. I'm gonna try to use heal against himself. But even then, I'm not sure. We probably want some kind of status effect on him. That seems like the best choice. His attacks are terrible. Only 2 attacks, and he hasn't really done any moving or anything like that. So anything but water. Blinds. That would work too. We could lower his resistance, sure, but that's really worth it. Fail. Yeah, I didn't count on that.
Surrender now.
There's no way in hell that he can do anything. Okay. Cannot resist decaying touch. I'm not sure if he has any heal abilities. We'll see. Okay.
Staggered by my right arm.
He doesn't seem to have heals. If I put a regeneration on him, I don't know if this will end up benefiting. I think I can do enough damage that I can basically end him.
Your wounds are my rewards.
The rodent monarchy has fallen. That ought to solve the rat infestation and offer those villagers a bit of respite from the hunt.
Right, that was more or less the plan. And we got the items we always saw. Strength Tenebrium Lore Master, which is worthless, but the Saran, 2 Strength, 2 Intelligence. That's a very welcome one. Even shield. Wooden figurine. And rat parts. Okay. Silk, the level up. This will be one of our last few shopping trips too, which we will take. So 18, 19, yeah, this will be one of the remaining 3. Attribute points and some ability points. But where do we want the points? I'm thinking speed. It's still the most important thing. With turn action point 12, we can do 2 powerful scrolls, but that's all we can ever do. So if we reach levels like 14 action point 15, that allows us to work something like invisibility into the mix or do something completely different. So it gives us a lot of room to maneuver. Yeah. Start action point go up by 1, turn action point up by 1. Very, very valuable as far as I'm concerned. We need to look at the equipment, but if we're gonna go on a shopping spree, we might as well do the shopping spree first. Implemented soon. We'll see where the equipment situation is after we've done the shopping. I'm not gonna go buy elemental essences. I consider that a waste of my time. I visit the 3 shops here.
Of the elements world beyond your control.
Yeah, we got replacement spells immediately. Every elemental master attack spell, 5,000.
At your behest and yours alone.
I'll pay your filthy demands. Meteor Strike, Blitz Bolt, Water Resistance, Air Resistance, Tenebrium. What a piece of rubbish. It's worse than my current one. Speed +2, Poison Resistance. If it had Tenebrium Resistance, it would be nice. The new sword wouldn't be a horrible option either. What about Mr. Ratcatcher? I might cause him to get killed now.
It was you who did this! Mother, huge discounts on magic balls.
Might as well get him killed now.
Perhaps you haven't heard, whelp. Every time of my patience for his antics is wearing thin. So...
Blunt +1, which is positive, and -1 Ratcatcher, which is positive.
Going to call that hand.
Brutilla doesn't tell you a thing, does she? We're
Call.
waiting to fight the final battle. The time is nearly nigh.
Welcome he is too.
Back for more, are ya? Can't say I blame ya. None of dare cross it to me.
Armor class in these items is just too pitiable.
Lady Luck loves me. All in.
What's Joy about death.
Can someone leave an oven door open?
My subjects are hard at work, and they shan't rest until the job is complete.
Even the old one let the lost die that we may live single villager.
You eat of my food and drink of my whiskey, but you've earned nothing.
Soaked to the skin!
You dare to insinuate that I cannot!
Enough,
nearly nigh.
beast. You're useless. I have no taste for uselessness in my cabin. Even the old man.
You dare!
Failure? Ah, intolerable.
What a shame.
Even vermin leave behind a word.
Right, there's still the skeleton shopkeeper outside town which I need to visit. Whom I need to visit. I don't recall him having anything particularly interesting for sale, but you never know. Who do we need to visit? Aren't that many shopkeepers left? Sacred Stone has the shop. And more or less we're looking for spells. I should visit the End of Time first. I need things for sale. That looks very promising this time. Do I want that? I'll take it. How many of these do we have? We need around 20. Yeah, fire one and water one would still do. Although I don't think we might need quite so many, but we might. That's the point. Strength, initiative, Tenebrium resistance. So if we would sacrifice this as shield specialist, sneaking and body. Bodybuilding is too important to ignore. Intelligence, poison resistance, Tenebrium resistance, inflict frozen on contact. So It's the Tenebrium resistance that's the important part. We're looking at closer to 40% resistance just from the rings. Dexterity, intelligence, perception, fire resistance, not bad. That's perception would be +1 action point at the start of the fight. Intelligence is naturally more damage. Dexterity would help the stealth skill that I use to work, but it's not amazing by any means. Poison, strength. Goddamn, scale armor is much better than the armor I'm currently wearing. That's something we need to address too. Oh, helmet with a less armor rating but +2 constitution. That's tempting because the current helmet basically has armor rating and nothing else. The rest is totally rubbish. So +2 constitution is actually very competitive compared to that. Oh, it's only 3,000. I'll buy it. I might not use it, but I'll buy it anyway. Right, 13,000. I need to make more money somehow, so I think that's the first thing. Get into crafting gear. Get as much funds as we can, and these would be one of our final crafting attempts anyway.
Blood gets so ugly when it dries.
Also, where to spend our ability points. We might want to start buying attribute points, because we're in a fairly delicate place now. Meaning, we're sort of stuck at certain equipment pieces because they provide attributes. So I need to decide do I want to sort of at least get the pressure off of having to choose those specific items every time? That is just can be only done by choosing the correct attributes. And I don't know if I can really afford it. I certainly can't afford it if I don't trade ability points for attribute points. There's no getting around that little factoid. Surprisingly little crafting that I can do. I can make myself a plate armor if I have to. I have to do something. The current armor is at least a couple levels behind again. I'd like to buy an armor. That's assuming there's good ones to be had, actually. But I don't think we're quite so lucky. Just in case we need a massive amount of pixie dust for some reason. We're gonna keep most of our ingredients as ingredients. I could produce some cheap grenades, I suppose. I mean, 56 empty bottles, for example. They have decent amount of value attached to them. They're not that much though. Well, branches? Yeah, there are minor things here and there that I can work with. Anything else? There are some things, but nothing too interesting. Might as well start the shop here. Unlikely to get scrolls, but probably the most likely place to get an actual replacement. Ring-wise and amulet-wise, I think we're in an okay place. Helmet, gloves, boots, armor. They're terrible. I've been holding on to them for quite a while already. Armor is probably the weakest part. I haven't had a good armor throughout the entire
game. And so
game.
soon after tomorrow, how can I help you this time?
Okay, there's at least one potential. Gloves. It's not good. It has higher armor rating. Plus 2 dexterity too. Current armor I'm using has something like 55 armor rating, I think. 51. It has initiative plus 3, that's important. This would have dexterity and blacksmithing, and it's 57 only. Cure wounds is nice, but I already have it. Poison resistance, medium resistance, black. Yeah, we don't exactly have a great shield either, but it's I think we're gonna stick with it for the rest of the game though. Again, 2 of the 4 abilities are worthless. Requires armor specialists. I think we're gonna just rely on our own crafted armor and basically call that a day. It's not what I want, but looking at our options, I don't think it's a bad choice to make. Right. Nothing interesting. Too much.
Good day,
Good day to you. This could be our last chance to buy from the undead at the beach here. I do tend to get rid of them, so that's the use of the bone totem. We could force them, I think, to give a discount or something like that. Maybe give items, but I don't think so. It's because we're not really in any kind of desperate situation on that one. Might as well take the few spells they still have available, maybe an item or two. They just have them, and call it an end. Quits at that point.
Yes, good friend. I'm quite busy finding for the moment, but if there's something you'd like to buy, I could set all that aside
2
for a few delicious
earthquakes,
moments.
infectious flame. Fairly unremarkable stuff. The ropes are of high value. Okay. Oh shit. Why are you people so poor?
Goodbye then, good friend.
Do we want to go after the armor? I suppose we do, because this might be the last chance actually getting one. I think I'm increasingly hurling toward the end, in the sense that I have less and less patience going to the shopping trip. I can't see our resources running out. So what's the point of coming here every level up?
Dearest customer,
Maybe
I've never seen
some
an aura so
concentrated
plagued
place
by
where we can
ether.
get a lot of stuff,
Thank Astarte,
but not all
I've
over
just
the
the
place.
earth scroll to ground you.
Another meteor strike. At the same time, the reason I can do this is because I have done this before,
You got
so
an eye for farm potatoes?
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
it's not like I have wasted my time. I think I might if I continue to do it. Non-magical gear gets sold. Sword of planets. Terrible, terrible thing.
Sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
You have to pay someone to actually identify this crap. I have a few interesting item pieces that might be useful.
All you want to is get a friend.
This isn't the grimoire I'm looking for. The Pseudomonarchia Daemonum, and the first...
We have Silver Glen, Sacred Stone. Silver Glen is easy to go through though. Everyone is in one concentrated place. Sacred Stone has one shop. Maybe... Now some of the people living in the town also seem to have decent gear. I'm guessing that's supposed to be the loot you get if you murder all of them.
The hunter returns!
Not sure what's the point
I
of
hope
trading.
you are here to shop rather than sleuth.
Trading them would be... okay. 56 and Constitution versus 58 and nothing. Yeah, I'll take the helmet. Reflect melee damage as piercing. That could be a replacement glove. No, the 3 initiative is valuable. Very, very valuable. Not giving that up. If I can't move at least in the first view when a combat starts, it's a big goddamn problem. Tenebrium resistance. I don't know if I have it in an amulet. Right, I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish things up this time. I need to end quickly. So I want to visit the shops at least, buy the potential items and the crafting gear. I'll leave the wrapping up of that for another time. Continue adventuring from that point. We are looking for boots, basically, and these are okay, I suppose. They're not good, but they have initiative and armor class. So plate and boots.
A few blows, they get those scrappy fish.
And with the plate, I'm more than happy to produce my own. I could do the similar thing with the boots, but I don't think that's a good idea. Poison and Tenebrium resistance, the same item. I don't think so. Tenebrium is more important, and I have attribute bonuses and Tenebrium resistance on some items. So, Silver Glen left. After this point, I think we're going to bypass things that might be a slight improvement. I want it to be actually something that I very much want.
So good of you to
means
drop by,
we
my
might not
liege.
find any new
As
upgrades
always,
after
be
this.
welcome.
I'm okay with that too. You'll have crafting components, which I'm not too keen on getting.
Justice at last for my darling. Oh, since we avenge him, I will, how you say, slip like smooth for rest of my days. Soon we will return to homeland and throw great party in Ben's honor and yours. Oh, my knight in shining garter.
I need some of this money
Take
back.
whatever you...
Where's my hammer? No, I actually do need... Metal scraps aren't that plentiful, and I do need the armors, as in the armors I produce. So maybe I should be buying those.
Justice, take whatever.
God's sakes. Sell me metal
Hello
scraps.
again, or Dua Salutoin, as we say in our homeland.
Hmm.
Good boy, aren't you, Alfie? Bandit slayer of mine. Oh, yes you are, yes you are.
What to do with the ability points? I'm thinking of buying at least one attribute point. But again, that's a choice best made once I sort of settle on a specific equipment set.
My savvy brings you spells at the
Will
best rate in
powers are
town.
wrong.
Come, give me your best offer.
Constitution Perception. So +1 start action point. Constitution benefits. These are fine. But I already have fine. I need good, great, amazing.
Where the rivers run, the goddess weeps. How can I connect you to our eternal goddess, my friend?
Fundamentally, they just don't have the armor rating we need. A sarong with tenebrium resistance, armor with tenebrium resistance, that sort of thing would still be valuable.
You dare disturb my rumination? It must be that you can hardly wait to purchase an ingredient or two for a very urgent recipe. I'll forgive this imposition.
You haven't
Master,
any
master,
ale, have ya?
3 master
Well,
attack
never
spells.
mind for now. What sort of magical relics can I offer ya? Blessed by the goddess they are, each and all.
Okay stuff, but only okay stuff. This would have a tenebrium resistance, intelligence. I have something similar already on the amulet one. Just have quite a few. I only have tenebrium resistance. Yeah, but it's Lore Master, which is worthless. Yeah, I don't... This is the best. Water Tenebrium Lore Master versus Intelligence Tenebrium Lore Master, reflecting melee damage. It's also vastly more expensive. We would lose initiative. But Tenebrium resistance is like potentially the single most valuable resistance we can get at the end. So Lore Master would be worthless, Reflection would sort of be worthless, but Intelligence was too. So basically this is not all that useful. Except if we stand back and throw spells, Intelligence is directly damage, cooldowns. Just pay for it. We're piss poor after this, but hardly matters, does it? I guess that's more or less the end.
We should have asked
I
the
do want
goddess to deal
to
with him,
create the
but in
scrolls
this
we happen
case,
to have in
vengeance
stock.
was swifter than her great hand.
You've got it backwards. We are her hand, and the goddess's hand smites
Hmm,
any
not
who work
useful.
against the greater good.
But you never know. I certainly don't need to summon skills.
Hail the goddess's hand!
Is that it? To Earth. Earth Elemental. And Bless? No? Blessed Earth. Blessed area effect. Right. So we could do a lot of paper, right? We could do a lot of pixie dust. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's pretty much the only thing still missing. I've been sort of lazy making this, but
We were lucky for the goddess's salvation.
there's no way I can even
We too would have fallen
do
victim
20
to
even
Lawrence's
now.
greed. The fiend.
Right,
May the goddess
I can
stomp him
do
beneath her
1,000.
fiery feet for eternity.
Well said. Let's see him buy his way out of her fine fury.
We also need to visit the last chest. I mean, if we're going to start settling on the final equipment set, or at least the final variations we have available, we need to include that loot in the mix. Hopefully we'll get more soul saps. Vampiric Touch. Summon. Destroy summon. Malediction. Unlock. Vampiric Touch. Malediction. Invulnerability. Willpower. Drain willpower. Malediction. Unlock and Vampiric Touch. Not a good selection of spells. Still 2 or 3 that are useful. So, but when you do 12 scrolls and you only get 2 or 3 useful, that's pretty poor. Right, the last chest. I don't actually recall the combination. Still, we should have the papers. Dusty, 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 dusty. First.
Cold, Monster Imp. Very, very cold.
Full moon, wedding ring, whiteness. Okay, it's a 0. Unicorn's horn, Cyclops eye. 0, 1, 2, 8.
Such an interesting life you lead.
You flatter me,
0, 1, 8.
but yes, I quite like to weave between two planes of existence, bound by mind and soul. There is a grandeur to it. If
The hour is... What is the...
Trust me, dear lady. That's grand.
Noted. 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 Ha! You are mistaken, Arch.
Didn't actually read the order of them. Starts with a 0.
I wonder, do you know more about the void?
1 is the final one.
Lies at the heart of it.
What lies at its heart? Why, nothing, of course.
0, 2, 8, 1.
The hour is... What is the... Noted. 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 Damnation!
2 potential items. 3. And skill books. Yes, this is amazing.
Still, one can't help but wonder where the
Extra achievement points, extra ability points. I could take my defenses to full, or... And there's the ore. Need someone to actually identify this. We'll leave it at the identification. I need to produce my own armor too. I'll still leave at the identification. I don't have time for this now. But we'll try to quickly wrap up the system because we know what equipment we're gonna equip. If I have to do my own armor, we know exactly what we need to do. We need as highest one armor class rating as possible, and then we just enchant it with the typical resistances.
And so
There's
soon
nothing
after
special
tomorrow,
about that.
how can I help you this
But I need to
time?
make decide what abilities we might want to maybe get from the demon. Belt is probably not useful, but the boots might be. 2 potential boots. I'm pretty sure I was buying new pairs of boots. Yeah, it's probably more or less what I currently have. The initiative and 55 armor. Poison, yeah, this is rubbish. This is rubbish. It's our basic immunity to being slowed air boots, but that's long gone by now. We're not going back there. Lower armor class, terrible resistances, initiative +3. I don't know. Because the only good thing about the current pair of boots is the initiative +3. It don't have other resistances. I don't want to take the downgrade in armor, and the resistances can be gained through other things, so it's overefficient. He doesn't have the money to buy this back, but that's not that big a deal. We can sell it to someone else. We're going back to Hunter's Edge, for example, so we can dump the extra.
Good day, good.
Can I at least produce my armor? Let's see what kind of a armor rating increase we can expect. We want pure non-magical armor. 120. Required strength 11. That's more than reasonable. And it'll be oiled and added resistances. That's about it. Well, I don't technically need to oil it up. What I need is to just use an anvil on it. It's more or less the same though, but 12 extra armor is substantial. And it has 2 points of higher resistance values too, which isn't exactly all that much. Still, it's something. And it has a slightly larger bonus to movement. And that is it. 43% physical damage reduction, not exactly amazing by any stretch of the imagination. 49, but we can still replace quite a few armor pieces. This would be Constitution. Yeah, we need to do the elemental crafting on a lot of things apparently. Fine. This is... So the Constitution will increase my survivability and ability to kill things vastly more than the couple of points in armor class. And do we need to do this for other items? Yeah, Constitution 12. Maximum action points 21, so that's 3 master level attack spells we can burn through in a single turn. That's not a minor thing. And hit points 2347 with good resistances. That's a tough guy to kill. Very tough. More than half of this is from the Constitution alone. Anything else we need to add? Tenebrium resistance is something we want to push high now. I need to see where we can go with this. Naturally, there's a couple of equipment pieces I can't equip right now. Shield is fine. This is not fine. We have enough strength that we can give up here. 11 is the absolute minimum, so I can give up 2 points. I'm getting quite a lot of bonuses. Yeah, 5. The ambulance. Intelligence, Tenebrium. Or Lore Master Tenebrium? Yeah, that makes no sense. We would give up initiative and strength. I think this is a desperation measure if we want to put the Tenebrium higher. It should not be number 1 goal. This is a much better choice, the immunity from petrification. Poison, Tenebrium, immunity burning, intelligence +1. Or intelligence +2 and 20% Tenebrium. Tenebrium and poison and intelligence. Right, this is probably what I'm thinking. We lost an action point doing that. So I'm not sure if that's the sensible thing to have on constantly. However, Tenebrium resistance at 53. It's 2 rings and a shield where it's coming from, and that's it. They aren't good gloves. You can get initiative and armor class up, but not any kind of serious protection, unless I add to that. Can I add to that? I've been delaying upgrading it, I think, because I was hoping for better things. It's level 15 item, and it's only legendary. And it's leather, no, metal bracers. It's fine, but it's not particularly good. But the problem is I haven't gotten anything even remotely as good so far. So I think it's time for us to push that higher. We can afford it. I still don't like this. This is not a good piece of art. That'll bring their resistances quite high. Don't have to worry about them. But, we can get more from the belt. The sarong. That's the only thing still really missing. I mean, a Tenebrium sarong. Right, we only have one. Tenebrium and strength. as final upgrade item. We're downgrading initiative for this. Strength is again way too high. So we could give up the amulet now. Tenebrium, water resistance, Lawmaster. No, intelligence, Tenebrium, Lawmaster, right. 89. And I don't think we have to enchant anything, so we can switch to the proper gear. 100, 100, 94, 94, 94. And 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, and 60% physical damage reduction versus enemies of your own level. And this is where we end. I'll deal with the attributes and ability points later.